Well, that is the Loop gravel cycling series that took place yesterday in Hell's Gate in Naivasha, Nakuru County. Looks like something interesting. Probably will want to try that out. Now, let's get into our conversation this afternoon, and it's all about sports shooting in Nyanza and Western region in the country. In studio, I'm joined by Peter Okul and Stephen Karenju. We want to get into that conversation on what they are doing to ensure, that there is growth of the sport within the region, and the number of competitions that they have, and what is in store for different members in this year. And of course, they're already here in studio. On my left is Stephen Karenju and Peter Okul. Welcome to the show, Stephen and Peter Okul. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
How's your weekend been?
It has been long.
It is Father's Day.
Of course it is.
Have you received messages?
A couple of them.
Yes.
But not what I expected. I expected more. But you know what it goes.
Yes.
When it's Women's Day, we do what is necessary. When it's birthdays, we do the necessary.
Yes.
When it's our day, we still go on, and we expect it to deliver also. So we don't mind. We're good.
Yes, Peter, happy Father's Day.
Father's Day too.
Yes, we want to get into this conversation on shooting in Nyanza and Western region. Kakes. Peter, let me begin with you. Tell us more about, the Nyanza complex, rifle club complex, rather.
Thank you so much, Robinson.
Yes.
First, thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to come on this national TV. Let me take this opportunity to wish all our Muslim brothers who are members of Happy Eid, and also to tell them, all the fathers of Nyanza Complex Rifle Happy Father's Day. Nyanza Complex is an organization that has been registered.
Yes.
By the registered societies, basically to bring together.
Yes, Peter, I want to cut you briefly. Want us to sort your microphone, but as we do that, let me get to Steve and tell us about the Nyanza Complex Rifle Club.
Okay, one interesting fact about the Nyanza Complex Rifle Club is the fact that it has been able to incorporate members both from the public and also from the defense forces.
Yes.
And they have done that through sponsoring members of the defense forces, right? They sponsored their membership. Remember, you're supposed to register using your own pocket, right? You go back to your pocket, you register to a club, right?
Yes.
But the NCRC, what they have done is they called in all the members of the defense forces who are in competition shooting, and they give them sponsorship to the club. So that means as long as you are a member of the defense force and you're in the shooting competitions, then you, by default, you become a member of the NCRC, or the Nyanza Complex Rifle Club, which is one of the things that they have actually done in Kenya, and the only club that has done that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you only have to be a member to participate?
Not really. If you are a licensed firearm holder, you're anywhere in the country and you feel like you have had a visit to the Western region and you want to participate, you just walk in and you'll be assisted. Yes.
So is it something that people do for fun, or it's competition?
In that regard, we would call it, it's more of football.
Yes.
Football, there are people who participate in football for competitions.
Yes.
There are others who participate for fun. So the same thing with shooting, and that's what we want to bring to the world, that shooting is actually a thing that can be done by anybody. It's not reserved for the chosen few.
Yes.
You can come in for shooting, you can come in for fun. If you're a licensed firearm holder, you can come in to train and harness your skills. So it depends on how are you looking at it.
Yes, Peter, let me come to you. Give us the history of the Nyanza Complex Rifle Club.
Thank you very much, Robinson. Nyanza Complex Rifle Club, as I said earlier, is an organization that has been registered by the registered societies to bring together all licensed firearm holders and members of the disciplined forces.
Yes.
Our main objective is to ensure that we support and promote the legal handling of firearms in this country. We are working closely with the Ministry of Interior to ensure that the firearms which are in the hands of the civilians are properly managed and properly controlled. Nyanza Complex Rifle Club has been registered because if you look at the history of Kenya, we've never had any organization in Western Kenya region bringing licensed firearm holders together. If you are in Nairobi here, you go to Mombasa, you are in Nairobi, you go to other parts of the country, we have got such organization. And this one has played a major role, especially because you find someone is a licensed firearm holder for the last 20 or 30 years or 15 years. They don't have an opportunity even to go and practice. They don't have a shooting range. They don't have, they're not together. So Nyanza Complex Rifle Club has done a massive work of bringing the members together in Western Kenya region. And I don't want to say that it is only Western Kenya region, because we have more than 300 members who are registered with Nyanza Complex Rifle Club, and it is across the country, because right now almost 40% of the members are coming from Nairobi, some of them from Embu, Kiambu, Eastern, Machakos, or Kajiado, all the way to Mombasa. So it is something doing a great thing to the licensed firearm holders of this country.
Sport shooting is an expensive sport. It's not a sport that anybody will just walk into, Peter Okul. I mean, what are you doing to probably attract members to join this sport, having in mind that people see it as a sport for the elite, for a certain class in society?
Robinson, it is true that sports shooting is very expensive, but I don't want to look at it only in sports shooting. One of the things that Nyanza Complex Rifle Club did is to come up with different ways which other organizations are not doing.
Yes.
I.e., what we've done is to partner with some of the organizations, Caps Parking Limited. Caps Parking Limited are managing almost 40% of the malls across the country. Any member of Nyanza Complex Rifle Club, once you've registered, you are a member, you don't pay any parking. We've been given free parking because we partnered with them. You can park within 1 hour or 2 hours, including JKA. Our members can park within 1 hour or 2 hours. They don't pay any parking. Besides that, we've partnered with, because we looked at it as a committee. Our member can get sick in Mombasa, or it's in Busia or Migori. This person needs to be flown to Nairobi. How can we do it? We partnered with AMRE Flying Doctors, where our members, wherever they are, anyone who gets sick can be flown, can be airlifted to Nairobi.
Is that one way of attracting more members to the club?
That's another one way, because they are not paying anything. Yes. It is the club. Yes. It is the club who negotiated and partnered with these people. We've gone ahead also to look at the organization. We partnered with some of the partners hotels. If you go to Mombasa, we have got White Sand, come to Kisumu, Sarova Imperial, go to Sierra Resort, come to Acacia, go to Eldoret Eco Hotel, so that any member of Nyanza Complex Rifle Club, if you go to sleep there, you only pay, there's a discount of 30%. Not only that, we've partnered with KCB Bank, where all our members, those who are driving, we get insurance of our motor vehicles from 3% to 4%. Look at that discount. It is a big one. We've also partnered where our members, the platinum members and the corporate members, they've been registered under bank insurance packages, where if one is sick, they start insurance, there's some money that you are being given when you leave the hospitals.
Yes.
So we are doing so many things.
Yes. In terms of competition, I'm sure, Steve, you guys have taken part in lots of competitions. I know there's one for Ngao coming up, I think, if I'm not wrong, next weekend. Sure. I mean, how is the club doing in terms of competitions? Okay,
with that question, we would look into what the club is doing to the current members and to those who are willing to join.
Yes.
If we trace back to the Pink Target that was done last year in support of breast cancer for women, the club sponsored all the shooters from Nyanza, provided a van, brought them all the way to Ngao, participated, and then took them back. You see, the club covered their accommodation, covered their transport, covered all the expenditures that they were going to use here in Nairobi. So addressing the question of how is the club working towards making the sport cheaper to the members, then we would look at it in that direction, where the club comes in, puts in some funds, sponsors some few shooters or some few participants into a shoot, and then maybe the shooter who could not have had an opportunity to participate, they have been given an opportunity by the club, and which is why we encourage people to affiliate with clubs and such organizations for those purposes. Yes.
When you've said that you sponsored women shooters to take part in the Ngao tournament. I mean, how has the reception been, or rather, what are you doing to attract more women shooters into the club?
Now, when you encourage people to participate, you also get people who we call fan shooters, and not just fan shooters. You get people who want, maybe I've invited you for a shoot, right? You come with a friend.
Yes.
And maybe the friend sees what you're doing and they're interested. I mean, they want to know, how did you get here? How did you get so good? That's how you get people to know the sport. Because the first thing you need to do is demystify sport shooting in Kenya. That's the first and the most important thing to do, because you cannot mention a gun and not mention safety.
Yes.
So if we look at it in that direction, is how do you get people to safely come into this sport and get them in numbers, because you don't want just anybody to get into the sport.
Yes.
Right.
Peter, let me, when you talk about a club such as Nyanza Complex Rifle Club, you also have to talk about continuity. Steve will not be there for long.
Yes.
Yeah. So there is that aspect of introducing juniors. Yes. And as we know, they are the future. As a club, what are you doing?
We are recruiting juniors who are willing to participate in sports shooting. One of the challenges that juniors are facing, they don't have their own firearms. And also, firearm is not just something to give to anyone. We are working with the members of the club, especially, to bring juniors from their family or anyone that they know can participate, so that if you are a licensed firearm holder, you guarantee you know this person very well. We don't just issue a firearm to anyone whom we don't know. The plan is to continue recruiting more juniors so that they can participate. And there's in talk. We are in talk with the government, so that we can see how the juniors, which we've seen that they are responsible, they can be given firearms. Not only that, the clubs across this country are working towards to ensure that we have got our own firearms, that our recognized juniors who are going to participate in sports shooting, they can use the club firearms. Yes, so we are really supporting this, and we welcome all the juniors, people who feel they want to participate in sports shooting. Remember, Robinson, we have got football, we have got hockey, we have got so many sports in this country, but sports shooting has never been so much in Kenya the way we are now picking it. And this one we've just borrowed from South Africa. I'm glad the youths are really coming out to join this sports shooting. And I know in future, even the government, the security agency will start recruiting the best shooters from the sports shooting, the youth who are shooting well. So it is growing everyone.
Yes. As we look towards winding up this conversation, what does the future hold for the Nyanza Complex Rifle Club?
The future, we are not just looking locally, we want to partner with the international organization, other clubs, so that we don't want to focus only in sports shooting. This is now an organization. What else can we do, especially to support the community? So we are looking at partnering with other organizations from internally or externally outside the country, so that we can see how we can support, whether it is education, whether other things, we work together.
Yes, Steve, how can one join Nyanza Complex Rifle Club?
Nyanza Complex Rifle Club. If you want to become a member, it's quite easy. You just go onto the website. All the information is there. Contacts are there. You make a single call. You make a call to the office, and you'll be guided through. We have made it as simple and available as that. But before you get there, you need to be a licensed firearm holder. So when you become a licensed firearm holder, then you make the call to the club and you'll be given the guidance. It's that easy. And it's not restricted to Western region or the Nyanza itself. It's all over Kenya. As long as you're licensed, you just make a call and you'll be assisted.
Yes, Peter, finally. A few weeks back, I had the chairperson of Kenya Sports Shooting Federation here in studio. Yes. That is Mr. Shuahib. Yes. And he said that, the focus at the moment is on the youth, and they are targeting Kenya to qualify for Olympics in 2028. Do you see it happening?
Yes. And we are working together as partners to ensure that it happens, because that's why we are having these clubs across the country, to ensure that we recruit youths who can participate. We want to recruit them, train them, so that they can participate in our Olympic Games. So we are working very hard on that. Yes.
Thank you very much, Peter Okula and Stephen Karenju from the Nyanza Complex Rifle Club, giving us the insights on what is happening at the club, what the future holds, and of course, what they are doing to attract more members to get into the sports shooting as a sport, and trying to do away with the elitist mentality that is normally tagged on the sport. That is Peter Okula and Stephen Karenju from the Nyanza Complex Rifle Club. We take a short break. When we come back, we'll be talking about the state of football in the country. Yes, I'll be speaking to David Gikonyo, who's a former FIFA referee, who will be telling us, are we doing the right things in terms of officiating, and where is football headed? That will be after the break.